na enne de ye nyina ye nim ensem a egu apaso omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ya wono ene ye Ghana mampanyini enne State of the Nations Address eye omane bobre se de sifa etie amamuo ya wode ebu omayi wabra wobetena akonwa no eso afi eni akire anase bosome kakra entamnie no wode sede oman no etebe sifatie akwakoto omayi emrahye bejam na womo ka se nondu na program no astarte womampani kodru parliament hono na chese wo hya ase wokasa na abobeye nondu simedua nan abapa ho entem ho nanso eyara sanse wedi yebeka se wo modi nhyehyɛ no so kra ne papa mu chen emre bi atwemu sede na yehunu no na ne mrahye bedwafo aman panimfo ene wo mo ka bi wo mo bia ekohia ye ewo omei emrahye bedwam se wo mo kwakotie State of the Nations Address no ebi na omampani efru simpie ya na wodi enkomo no eniema hudu bebre na wodi tu dwa sede di kan ebobobobo so bie na ensem a omampani eka ye no wo hyase edi free adwuma womo aye eho empo ansa no wombeba aban mu no sede na oman ni sikasem esifate sede na economy no esifate omampani kan ho asem kakra na de ba ko a woka ho asem no eye oman no stability se bebia ye gina mpompansuo se ye sikasem na omampani kasem wo bo inflation so bebia na egina ansa no wo mo baaye eniema bo sidi ye oman Ghana ye sika ye di edi dwuma no bebia na ne tibia egina ewo dollar no anim omampani ebo so afei fango bo nso wose wo matimi aboa atoto niema manne akobadie hu asem no atimi abafom fango wo mate so enti ne wo pa kire ewo sikasem sector ho nyina ene se eyade se wo matimi atoto niema ye nhyehyɛ ye beboa Ghana ni no na enye se nkrata so keke ena womode ensem no egu na emom womo implement policies ni bi se de na midi kan ka se wo matete fango so sikasem si di ni dollar no wo se sa ne mani nyina di adanse pefe se eyade a NDC aban no womo atimi atuo na mo bebrede mfasode abre Ghana fo na yenkoni yenkotie eho no nkyeremu a wode eba ye ne yeba na de aka so ye de ato so.
Food inflation, which had been the main driver of the upward pressure on inflation, fell by 26.6 percentage points. Inflation for locally produced goods fell by 22.6 percentage points. Mr. Speaker, these are not just statistics. These translate into the reality of a parent being able to put food on the table for their children. It translates into the reality of businesses thriving and creating opportunities for Ghana's young people. Mr. Speaker, petrol prices dropped from 15.2 Ghana cedis to 10.7 cedis per liter. And only recently, it dipped below the 10 cedi mark to 9.97. Diesel fell from 15.4 to 11.3. And this brought relief to our nation's 3.7 million car owners and the tens of millions of Ghanaians who depend on transport daily. Mr. Speaker, to the interesting part. Mr. Speaker, we did not arrest the dollar. We strengthened the cedi to put up a good fight against the other currencies.
Enti omampani nsemo a wode tujwa efafa ngobuo sidi no inflation ene ehonkro ne ba ene ekokotie ye no na woka eno nkomo ne wie ye no ade ba ko a wose eda omanfo dodo no akoma pono so eye ketasehye pro ye dwirimudie kankan corruption na wose aban eba ye wo matimi aye nsehye wo hwe ora ya wo mo ede ba ye operation recover all loot no a ejina ne na so niema bebre en wo mo ekoso wo hono mo ebetimi ede mfasode abre o man se wo mo a wo madi o man ni sika nkasa sika ne ebetimi de aye bibi no san nkrofo nyina esese ye hwehwe wo makira kwan na wo mo begina emra no ano wo ka economic and organized crime office eye yokofo edwuma wo mo ayese wo mo ba ye cases ahodo ya wo matimi aye mu hwehwemu ye bi krada so koso 462 sa 462 cases no ye kasa yi emu mako edunum de wo mo atimi anya adanse wo ho a ye betimi ede aboko adu enti ne nyina ye progress a wo ma make afei ne ye fa no luxury vehicles ahodo anipa bi awia aba be pie mu e wo my Ghana no ye kasa yi asene mako aduro no nkron 29 enna iyokofo atimi a recover wose ne nyina eye empontu a eba corruption ne ho nsensem no de a aban wo mo bo mo ho modin ye pa
build up to the numbers approaching 1 million. Mr. Speaker, the fight against corruption has remained a defining priority of my government and represents a central pillar of our commitment to good governance and accountability and the prudent management of public resources. Mr. Speaker, we've made progress through strengthened collaboration among law enforcement agencies, financial intelligence institutions and prosecutors. These efforts have led to initiation of criminal proceedings and asset forfeiture proceedings against some individuals and entities implicated in financial crimes against the state. But yes, I agree with the sentiments of Ghanaians that we must press harder on this accelerator. As of December 2025, IOCO has recovered more than 600 million Ghana cedis. The office has investigated 462 cases, with 15 currently under prosecution. It has dismantled transnational carjacking syndicates and has recovered 29 luxury vehicles that were stolen. Mr. Speaker, the government remains resolute that corruption will not be tolerated, regardless of status or political affiliation. The Attorney General's office will continue to use both criminal prosecution and non-conviction-based assets recovery mechanisms to ensure that stolen public resources are returned for national development.
Way eye omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was say eba corruption ho asem de a emfa ho ene nipaban a wo ye se wo na wo ye head of ho ahwan yo se de yo se ya de a ye wasem hwehwemu na se watu anamo bi a ensese wutu a emra no ene ubedi emfa ho ne amanyoku okura wodom enti eba corruption sem no so no de omampani eka fa ho eno no na dodo no wa akire nso mayenkodi nkomoi emra yamani boni na opon chichiku ewo emra se bedwam na so na no eko awieye no empenifo hodo bebre na kasa ya wo ma kire wo ma dwene ehunu said the state of the nation's address na eko yesampampa eye oman ne tebia ne said ye tie no saa bebepe na omampani kokan no anase wo so ewo adwenkire foforo na wote menka memo akwa babie mu o
mejo so adwa
mo ene adwuma ene de emrase bedwam ho anya asem keto pressure pa nso ne nyina no da so egina wona so yenhye yenim se state of the nation's address nse se nyina yatie ensem a omampani editu dwa na wo na wo mrase bedwafie ho no mo wieye ministers ahodo ya eba ye aban mu mpanimfo ene wo mo ka bia ewo mu no wo mo nso sen na reactions no esifatie
Pedas Ajua, no kwasem ni so ye sumo man no enu nti aya dwumadi kase se ye omamu ni nyina so de ni sei no sompa anto se ye ni cleaners ni na ya no sei no ansa ni bi ya na ya to ebo ase aboabo ansem no ye be pie wa sei nyina eye no kore His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene omamu ni nyina kase wi ye no ensem ne de wa bisuwa na yedi mu ntintiman a yedi kampo kura bo ho emfa ma che yetie fo se so pa so se de mampani ebeka ho asem eye kokko akuafo sikai eye no kore mampani de atu de chemu se kokko akuafo senia aban bi ebeche wu koye ofa a wadane wo mudwumadi a wo mudie ni ntino enam so ema eye ohaw kese eba beda mu so nanso ne nyina mu no aban dada no anhwe nani anhwe so wokyena die mu no oman mu na se bi pokura yesika tem no nsache bi timi ba mu a ekwan be no mo de eye kokko akuafo ile fa so enti wo kyerɛ sekti a wate so no se ko manka so yekuani ena wono anka tampokura no kokko akue ono nso owo mu bie It is a connect about the sister. One of the candy. It's any said about Payobi not to be there. A Dacia Seminti. Ombetina Faso. Na Empofa a Cacasia, and Fama Mesua, a year cocoa, a Jimekunu, and to show Matisunu, and yet be a year Boapayo. A Brahman penny, a ball, a year cocoa, who come over yeno. Don't come out one, I should be the fear. Ade a year near cocoa. To say, dear mammy, who years to her. Yeah, yet the same home to say their matriculation, yet the same home no more. And I just say to any, yet young Mudum come up with one of the same song, so much the cocoa, a baby, a can be. Not as someone a bind say, when you go quick for 18 years. A broke can we know. You ready to a casafa, a year quantum phone. And also, brow by your baby so more. Everything is happening to the lawyer at the aqua could go. In some kind of can in area, you know. And I don't come out down then you were a lot of no marking. And so a casa at the far a year to median home. And I did to that term say, no question, you could do the second came qua. Say, far, a penny about the John Wakata Ghana for the year. Almost a penny against to say, save your campaign ground. Why a man penny woman? And to say, we are man penny dear. Near my baby, I dear show on Sano. Or so shall now you. One more dom kuma dear, only a queer for and a one nacaranda. And when you want to say, I'm a penny and queer for, Sabi and him and FM. In the Sana said, dear, one more back, almost piano. Ebekasa at the true state of the nation's address. And one of them kuma woman should be the same. And about the Casa de Apon Yamia Duma. Now, swing and Campuano. Apart from say or walk or court, you have also home common. But also Casafa Quantum for him. You are reason after your marking interested. A penny by yes, Sika Puduo, our person, a year quantum for one some of it in a simple so apart. Or can ye? A command to say in Trenia, your dear Benyan, every shaman peninsa. Mampeni who go to Compaqua and Fashion. And the Sanka or your Dukuranka obey. And come on a Pagana for show. Set you or promise a gun for so far. 24 hours, a Juma here, a beba, a Mebu, and then and an man to quiet. The woman Juma any. If you what sounds like a son, I have to the Jemu say. Cecilia Yakate, don't come up what ye. One more on this particular set of nations address and say, in Koyi. Yes, also booking a yes swap or no, and I'll share in human idea central, your mammy a dairy. Now, for sure, Jaranson is and talk of Catapa, yes, a set of nations address and Penny Cata de Fauno. And Mona, your mammy did to the same say. In Pimpia, Yakase, Nenia so, Nayana, Ayana, who are Papa said, a young penny, a year who a Jumedia from Kuan. Oh dear, I want to say, and somehow whatever the two Jano, a dear, Oba and Sieba Kumpremian, a Yomatia, Omu Enna, Omaye. It's in your idea, what would be super brave, my present Pocrano, or the Tibetan said the same, you might qua, a Wakana, send your penny by yes, what when you may afford, and now Ban Swaba, whatever Cate. Yamina, in Fisher, away in me. 1 year queer for, 1 year to my 4. When you said, dear, when you appear, they didn't hear nothing, a gentleman so at me up him up of war. And which they both be swap or no, and share a man named Mama, a year, dear, them so. Them I mean, Amu. Also, to that, you will say, a brown was 2 man penny born about to say, swap way, a one whom I did, I was the honor. Or say, why, it's now for. They can say, in you may dear who. And I sent me a better mammy, Obiba, and I said the area no dimu. Sabi, Obi, and I have and I found you so no dimu. Apada, Oba, and Evia, Obi, Hano, Esmen and Nigeswa, not to dimu. And in Ramono, what would say a do not so now warrior, Mampenny, any edge. A real trace. As what only be brave. And so it describes this particular set of nations address say it is the best among others. Sansu na don kuma for so any instead to that say what would describe this particular set of nations address we say you can kwa say when you are in the year not as a step ordinary Ghanaians want to only and in ye it's aduma eda edwada almost state of true state of the nation's address at the Babetu Mountain so
mo nana mesan aba wo hobiem na sabre de ma menkonkodi nkomoi entim free honomo ansa na mene wo eni enkomo biem na yene panyini pa woda Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association ano ekwa kodi nkomo Owura Stevenson anane Boatin yena yembisa ne se de so na esifa koe ne sen na wo hunu ne opanyi kase what men come mwadwo na yeda wasenso se wage yenso SOMPA 106.5 FM suni
Major to me aba
yo Owura nane ye nyina yenim se ne omampani ekodi nkomo ewo mai emrase bedwam kyerɛkyerɛ sɛdeɛ eniomasi fɛ kɔ ewo man no emu na so na no emu no ɔka kokɔ akuafo nso ho nkɔmɔ kakra megyiri sɛ wo nso wote de omampani ɛka ye no adaworo ma sign na so na no generally uhu no efa
yo metia me nuan mo wo FDA so nyina na dia me pese me kan wo ho ne sɛ opanyi ne kasa ye mu no mani begye ne ma horo kakra wo ho me hu akukuduro ene sɛdia ensi a wo de kasa no na mra edu yen kokɔ akuafo ho ne ho na me pa hwepa kan say what take bold decision said yet Tibiana yeno so yen sa said ye bema what ma transform sector no na what to me flat ya hye ni yi ama sector no answer e ho kakra wo kan ye no na koma to me yemu pa say sector no mu nhyem ene said ye sitie no enkoyi kura it is what nya kokoduro e de ne form actually say imposti kana na etie no na wo hu ni say akuafo bonyo so wati bebre so say akuafo ye demonstrations ahoro bebre intense le sa basta na se bibi sa wo hu ni say one take bold decision na one fa kokoduro anhwe antransform sector na enye adwuma enti ye wo kan ye ni mani beje ho na emaye hwe ye se sa na tie dia and ye young channel Peter Penino, you wouldn't say Ukradria or Pesto or the bois sector no pa.
Right. Enti mo wo areshe mu bi se ebi ase sie na nioma enko ye die but ebi America krabin tem no mugidi pa se enhyehyɛ bia aban no edi gu akwam se won be reform cocoa sector no mugidi se ensusanso pa bi betimi afiri mu aba.
Me kama me che nkran na me nim se oba na me hu se don kuma no mu fo fa cocoa right
yeah
na wo mu ye dey twi what they saying mumume e wo ho pa na se wo hwe jama wo mu twi ne ade na nkese se tono so ya me pese mu hu se Ghana National Cocoa Farmers Association every day I kasa mra na MPP wo ho no mo promise bo se me NDC me NDC tabrei se bebre so kyerɛ me MPP na enye ta na asemnete no yen no kware ne ye pese yen so ye sector no etimi gina yie na yen akuafo ahia bebre ba dodoro yen no yen so ya bra botumi eyeye eni ti sɛ ne ye hwɛ papa ne na ho keka ye huni se wasiesie no ho se obeboa ama oman apagya eti na kyerɛ se cocoa sector no ometoku na sekora eti ye wa ho stoso kese pa wo no mu se onwere no ho na ompagya cocoa kuyadwuma no enyina gina pan papa maye
yo Mr. Anane na yenya wanwumre de mame embisa o san komoyi eye na wotwe ya mu emise adwada o se benada ho baabi ena yete yese nhyehyemu bi akoso ya san nhyehyemu no minim se wate adwumekuo bi efe o Global Info Analytics a wo mo se wo ni cocoa akuafo dodo no akasa na po na wo mo conduct ye ne yese mu cocoa akuafo dodo no ano mo ye okay with a buying share now what they buy yes or betty cocoa born so no what says uncle mo we been no crab any womb
me te pa na study sitiana e no kwasem say kan hye na buy no ye nyina na ye be kwa so de ntia ma ye kan say of ye cocoa board and normal ye ni se nye ho eno nkyere say and no man ko ya yenka nemom ye be hu say oba no ode for kind say oba koko no obema ye FOB price eye FOB 70% and no ode betua yeka ampanso wo frɛ ase ba ye no ode nhyehye ne gu akwam emu ho no no ye tro krata de man say ompa price adjustment structure enka ho and also oye no pepe the 400 now based on the currency rate and what they buy and no actually also you wouldn't say waba aba boldly in the naya bit for it is time now we move say you know the did it ne kwan so no pepe ni nyina ne se de ne panyin ne kasa no or den hyehyɛ ya or de begu akwan mu aboa ye sector no ade ba ko a ye kan dia hye on nkura ye kan dia ka ho ne say omo ayen na ye set eye kokko akuafo yansi ye secretariat ni enyi yen ye welfare free cocoa board said ye cocoa board na esese ode yen ye welfare kan
okay
the administrative work no no
okay
only free work because teacher for welfare and ministry of health and a manage eye woman secretariat eye teachers secretariat and eye health for the same thing doctors and in your keka huni na woman secretariat eti yen ye welfare yen pese be cocoa board ho biem yen ya ye was secretariat ye the secretariat be ye ho adwuma
Mr. Watson ye di wusi no ede na abeka kire wo members no
enti na me ka kire mi nuanom cocoa akuafo nyina manyi me members nko ha ta yen ye ho ne yen adwuma obi nkoton ni cocoa obi nkotwa ni cocoa mu ema obi anso so ema kwan ma obi na ada no se koko no adwuma ye sei enti sei obi anyere ne ho koko enche kwa ne bo no bepaja eye dwaman so adwadi se de tibia no ne se de aban na ye no ode beye yenso ye guto hye ahwe se wo mo de bekọ parliament ni akoye no ye de emra no atofo ama na ye instrument na ama parliament aka ho asemo a yembu se parliament na de ahye ho na aban bi ama bi sta anhyehyɛ ye na emfiri ho
Opanyi kese ma yen na wasi ye pa se woni yen edi nkomo anwumre yerasipi abusuafo panyini ya ye ne no ekodi nkomo sesie no ye frɛ no Stevenson Anane Boatin wono na ye president Emma Ghana National Association of Cocoa Farmers enti global info fo no enkomo no wa confirm wo kyerɛ sɛ no korɛ na nienti a wo mu esi sa aginaye no eyade se wote se na wo kyerɛ mu se eye de beboa wo mu cocoa akuafo no ankasa ena de omampani aka ne de afa wo mu enso ho no wo mu warehyemu ne gidie se wo betimi aye enti wo mu so enya abotre ma no emre kakra na bibia timi akonkan enti Cocoa Farmers Association National President ena yene no edi nkomo sesia no hot bite kase boso enie SOMPA 106.5 FM Accra na yedi aseda ma Pepsodent se do the two enti utwitwia no pa no utwitwia nwumre se sabre ya amanfo nyina pon adwuma dodo no akra bia kwakodu fia fe na ebi nso enam kwa so no udu na ope bibi di wi a na okwakodware a na wa Pepsodent ribi na odi atwu se na etimi akonkan ama bibia enso agina ewanum bete kama ebo se ne ho ban bacteria ne mwawa edidi esiase ese no uyu Pepsodent a eyade se ebeyi ne nyina edi afiri obowura babia tonton sa ne ma we nyina se supermarket a benya bi shopping malls mu benya bi provision shops u benya bi wo ho ba bia enye na 25 years ni akire ni se Pepsodent for besomo ye nya wo mo ho asembone enka da time heba mixture say wo betena se ama 3D say fever ne malaria ne sa ne ma no aba beju ni pedua na boso na fe waye boho wo sore kra sa adwuma kra na no kon da bia honam ya na wo complaini na miti na mabetwe na mebakon ne nyina na yade bia ha dwene enti wonya time heba mixture ne bi na wono mo a Dr. Tafri Jadron de wo boa wu aduro tatahwe pa kone konum bi na hwe se wankasa wo ma media dance a enti body pains ebeyin na e de afi ho wei enye na e wo Ghana ha pharmacies herbal shops baby ye ton aduro bia wo de akọ ho no akasa wo pe time herbal mesha ne bo so nye den wo benya bi ato na mu amutu aton anasa wo pe ne dodo na wo di asi wo shop anono ukọ Okanshi drug lane eyade se ubenya bi wo ho saa shops na esa so nyina no wo mo ye wholesale wo ho betimi akwa kotu bi Kolinak na mu wokumase Ashtown ba bia eyade se ubenya bi ato obefre Dr. Otafrija ewo 0244 417 669 0244 417 669 na wodem Jaws bread and pastries womo ena akofa Jaws hot kinky aba na Jaws hot kinky no eye etufuo dokono ye ton 3 Ghana cedis kromu ahwan na ye dokono 3 Ghana cedis na emom we na enye se bia anopa wasori a na ewie bia wo fili se obedi dokono no na wafre Jaws fo se wo pe dokono mienu 2 balls ana wambo debi eho ye nye ne saa womo akwakotu wo Jaws fo ho no a womo ton wo kwan ho womo ho na abetimi akwakoto ba akwa na mienu but say bia wo pe ni do sopu dokono wholesale eno ho asem na meka no ya ma adwuma na ye fo e de ama womo ton dokono e de ama na ye fo de ama womo ye programs a womo pe dokono e de serve wase Jaws se bra betu no ba ko 3 Ghana cedis ubetimi akoto 5 cedis ubetimi aton 7 cedis e de agina wa wo so na bibia ayeye na wo hwe baby a womo ye dokono no so a ehote kama ahonidie no de top notch Jaws bakery womo wodome commercial bank nechi ho no mo a eho e na obehunu womo na womo ye Jaws hot kinky no enti uhunu womo wo ho no mo a ubenya dokono ni bi number obefre womo e wo so no e 0256 068832 0256 068832 na one womu edi nkomo mesan ababiem mame enkodi enkomo yi na yentoa so emfamfiri ho yensa ka owura techi ado ewo ahoma no eso wono na eye aboso kan spare parts dealers association woda enkitahudie ano ede ema womu owura techi ado otemenka memoadwo
mejoso
yeda sipi se enwumre wagepeni se woni sompa ebedi enkomo na omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ne wokodi nkomo for State of the Nations address no ho na aboso kanfo nye den adwade hu asem wo kan bi na ye pese ye hu generally se wo no anasa association no sign na mu make of so na no a ene omampani eko deliver ye no
yo wede medas mami se wa hwefo no tefu ni na elena my type attachment me as following na but
right
say because not come by trade your come back taxes one how visa tax you one obobe year ni and what a grade na kasa ya how na ya de bia be and na edum pele 24 how exchange rate tax policy rate ya how import duty ya how any sign mana ya how said anya de tinkribia but how no so na ya de a ibi enya awu grade ye di mu no ampa wakasi ni sasa bi oba we yefi ho a 100% obi aya we say call be 1% de ko obi enu say ko oba ile bi so obi enu say ko ana exchange rate no bi ko dollar no e say 10 cedis 65%. e say a friend say policy rate na eye benchmark ma interest rate no is only about 50%. And inflation about 3%. It's no ubisania where the minimum say I am passing where you to apa, but they mono a good phone. You say you say, we didn't know my yellow. There's not, you never know anything at this moment. I'm not going to post a benefit. Because you need a mono. I buy so I was to be say, or make sure say, the million I didn't make before some rule say, one city so. Farmer the consumers into the follow. No most of them kaka. Purpose. I hear number form. Or a horse at them today. And again, or buy so threshold there taxation threshold no. I back to the tono. na aye 200,000 ku turn over no afibia no aye kana na enyafo ne sikafo no because enyafo to am turn over aye be 1 million 2 million annually na onye ni say ye ma ye pay mo jeni no na ye 12 na pay 20,000 na ye sikafo nyina e ti ade ba ko oba no si dabi mami ye de menese ba no na mi pege mu ko 750,000 Ghana cedis. It means that 80 to 85% to 90%, yeah, medium and small enterprise, where he is all having name, where he is removed. It's a person beyond the doubt. It's a we say, great idea. The young people to near Maggie, near Guinea, American or any Abaya, and can judge the cost because they are why not with the Abaya. I dare talk about 4 years, the American form or the 1 year. You didn't have to say, I was in a problem.
Enti wuji di se adwadifo no wo problem pa ne saying because yatse se enano se yeni mudi nkomo e ma boso kanfo de mo kire ye se e bus spare parts ne sa ne mana o mate so kama ama ebinum kra ye ne ahyenkafo no bi nso edi nkomo no ebi e confirm ye se no kra but e wo mu se ebinum ate so ba se na ebinum so da so gina baabi a wo mu gina na ama eniemo mo ye tare e na onim se momo ho no so no se ye te so na adwadifo na nte so anya den ya directly ne affect enuane bo ene ada commodities bi nso
yes dunia ba Ghana ha se peppers e ya buso kai se na ni ma no ye titisu ama Ghana for to ma I'm telling you Ghana na wo kan bibia never form na I say how are you want to see am say peppers no you was second hand in your brand new no brand new no dodo na ba form second hand na driver for no aye commercial drivers ni airton e use no o na asem no one no it's also to say peppers dodo na ma form here because second hand no driver for ya ho omo na to so omo peppers no omo part na le bon e ma form here it's all complaining omo di kana omo nya wrong ka say peppers ni na boni nya ma form here one na me no mo use no so we kire mo say brand new back for but yeah commercial drivers no that interface sanyo ni restaurant
right
garage check on na issue no o memu ha truck money wa for no on part ni there so no adabraka uni meto engine meto gearbox fit 20 slot model no ni gearbox mo bi uni ha meto man 10,000 that was wrong and I use wrong
e was wrong
and was so. It's no, I say, yes, Lema, yes, see, brand new idea, do not have a second idea. Do now was so. And not to be a police and a one dinner. It's no good for no. I want to know why you're not with Yama, it's before. Then, I'm not for no. They see no cataway. Nankadona Yabato. You are never conquer you talk of the yes, and I can benchmark no. Because benchmarking is 2019. Our Ghana have 2022 no na abandon this to there what we say benchmark no we 50% free general goods no so and I was saying 30% free cardless no so but what we say so no never boy them and my form here we na the good dia that time no you benchmark no 50% 30% no na no 50 no 5 TVs that other no was so and there's not about for man and the benchmark 50% everything no good. 50% man driver for now. Kaka na ka obeto 50,000. You aba ka obeto get 20,000. You go benchmark no abapom. Because the piano carry abapom. If you abaga ni na be bienu, na get for so yet ti ni ma so dia. And they I think say ebe ya nka e jale ta na ki me mo bolu no. Dia mfa ya no tu e for no so. Do na mo ti o ni ma so.
Ora techiado ma ye na wasene yemfa wo ensi hanom. Ebrenu entimigidi se nyame ya domu a efree ochna de konne dwoadal mu na ye betena se na afei reactions ahodo na badia faso na bibi foforo bi apie fi mu ba ye beba na ye ne wo adi nkomo ye da sipi right ebusuafo panyini ya ye ne no edi enkomo sesie eye owura techi ado wono na eye head of communications Emma Abosokan Spare Parts Dealers Association ena wote se watching 70 adwadifoɔ no yɛsrɛ se taxes ni yeyi e de afiri hɔ no mo de a ene monso montete ne ma no so se de be ya Ghana fo wo mo so kon mu ebe hane wo mo kakra na pressure ne ya na e ya doso midima for Herbal Center Dr. Time da so se men kan kire wo se yade bi a etete wo se ye stroke se ye sisi yade obi hɔ no sisi na gene ho ama wotena se ano waka konwa so agye se wo bi so ni mu ansa na watimi apagye ni mu ni nyina yade bi e hadwene se hypertension se diabetes se wo de no eye kidney ho hawo anase prostate prostate ni nyina ye ho adwuma e wo Medima for Herbal Center enkran pokwa se mayira e ho na Dr. Time da so wo butuo saranso na ukokumasi a ebu akwa agogo o branch ne ba ko ho ukwa ye benya daage ne ahwe kama kama mesi ayaresa bia ho no pie firi ho no aduru gate na no kra na yare na yira because wo hwe dan no said ye si dan kama enye easy Dr. Time da so ne nsa no adwuma Fred Doctor was 0244 774282 0244 774282 and 0500 72 15 0500 72 15 na one Dr. Time da so edi enkomo nyumakuo yi adawroma ena enwumre yi yede hot bite kase bono enam sabre ya nonsia abo apa ho sima duni de na kyese nonsia bremu kase bono yede toa hot bite no so ede amaw na bibia atimi akọ enkan
abusua hot bite no num mpa mu ede kofa ne nonsia ko ise no num akire no ne nonsia abo apa ho sima dunum eno ne yeguso ayede etoa wo no hye so se Facebook no so ye live ho obetimi ajoine yen wo de wadwen kire ato ase fefefe na yakenkan de amaw na sona State of the Nation address Ghana mampani ede tu dwai eno a ne sesei akwakoye enama eho paso a obi e dandan no bie na Ghana mampani ade atoso prenye premfase galamse ko no enya de a wo mo agye akire die kura na ne ko a wo mo ko nyina no wo heba bia wo befa firi ene ba bia wo ma pemadura de obeka ne se eyara esanse de wo mo hwehwe no eyayeye.
Illegal mining continues to pose a grave threat to our environment, water bodies, public health, and national security. Mr. Speaker, prosecution of persons engaged in illegal mining has been intensified with a renewed focus on dismantling organized criminal networks behind galamsey operations, rather than targeting only the little fish, low-level offenders. Mr. Speaker, in all these galamsey operations, there are big fish who never get caught. In total, over 114 case dockets involving hundreds of accused persons are pending in various courts across the country, particularly in towns and villages that are prone to illegal mining. Specialized prosecutorial teams have been deployed to fast-track illegal mining cases, ensure the effective presentation of evidence, and pursue the confiscation and forfeiture of equipment and proceeds used in or derived from illegal mining.
Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wo mayimra shebadwafi ne State of the Nations address na wo kan de wo kan fa galamsey ho eno no wo ye wo na nso no wo se wo hwe mu pa free 2018 ede ba bia Temoy refinery to de kane na ekofa crude oil ba na dandan so ama ya nya petrol ya nya de ede begu edupre ene wo mo a enam nso so diem ansa na ya beti cresin nom gasoline na akire bini kura ye hwie aguo no ko taria ye de ye akwan no sese to asanso ahase bi maintenance won ma wie ya eye adwuma.
Mr. Speaker, I'm also pleased to announce to you that Tema Oil Refinery is back. The new management of the refinery has successfully completed extensive turnaround maintenance, and I'm pleased to inform you that this August House that for the first time since 2018, the refinery has commenced processing of crude oil into petroleum products again. So, Mr. Speaker, let me assure our countrymen and women that the energy sector reforms continue unabated. I remain fully committed to turning around the sector, strengthening its foundations, and ensuring reliable, affordable, and sustainable energy security for our nation.
Na so mpahema Nana mpoma sika bodum ni kuru ni mpon Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama State of the Nation's Address tode ene wode to so yi
na omampani eka to nkomo ne wie ye no ena wobeka enwuma ho asem wo se ye kasei enam nhihya wodo ya aban no ede egu akwan mu kura anya bi kura 1 million jobs de wo metimi de aba ama nipa dodo no a anya bi aye afa wo mo so a enam aban no nhihye so ya enne ye kasa ho kira na se wo hia wo madwani ede afri ho eye enipa beye 950,000 na eno so sei eno mampani eka no.
And according to the Ghana Statistical Services, over 1 million Ghanaians have found employment between quarter 1 and quarter 3 of 2025. And 950,000 Ghanaians have escaped multi-dimensional poverty over the same period. Mr. Speaker, I'm pleased to report that our external position has strengthened significantly. By December 2025, our current account recorded a surplus of 9.1 billion, representing 8.1% of our GDP. This is a remarkable increase from 1.5 billion or 1.8% of GDP in 2024. These achievements have been driven by robust gold, cocoa, and non-traditional exports.
Enuachi eno mampeni editu jase kane MPP abanyo mampeni dada nana adodanko ekufuado ene Dr. Bawumianu wo mudie nim no wo moye eniema se poto eba se sikasem a wo mototo no basa enti se edru 19 December bia na ne bra ho sanse 2022 December 19 Sara en ye declare Ghana officially say ye de ye ka eda ye so de enye asem kuma na wo se enunti ena ene John Dramani Mahama administration yi eba ye wo ma hyase etototo niema sikasem a wo hye enhyehye ye paya wo mde egu akwam ne se de ne o mani sikasem atimi apagya ko so no a wo mo se pass ye bo ma baso.
The 19th of December 2022 will go down as one of the darkest days in Ghana's economic history. On that day, Ghana declared its inability to honor its debt obligations. We declared a debt default and placed a moratorium on both domestic and foreign debt repayments. Following this, we entered a protracted and complex debt restructuring process. Ghana's debt became a shackle on our economic progress, dragging our nation down into hardship and despair. Looking at Ghana's restructured debt profile, it is clear that those who negotiated on our behalf were only intent on kicking the can down the road, with the largest debt repayments scheduled, interestingly, between 2025 and 2028. We confronted this crisis with action, not rhetoric. We established sinking funds, we restructured obligations, and we pursued bilateral agreements. Mr. Speaker, the result, public debt fell by 82.1 billion Ghana cedis.
Omampeni John Dramani Mahama nensemu a ene wode tuja efa eka na eda Ghana so ne enhyehye ya NDC fo aya ene sa aka no eso atia kofom kra no eno ene wode tuja yi
ewie ye wosan de nani hwe apomuden ene wo chese sade wo hwe Mahama case a wode abayi a na chese wo pese obi a wo man no mu no emfa ho se wo sika na wo ni sika obenya apomuden papa na se obi bakwa ya asabia ne yakasa mpeni ho ntie ntimi nhwew na ehwo ade no wo se sa kasa no ese ye die twato kura esi na no a wo mo boso na asoye no ye nhyehyɛ papa obetwa ba e de ahwe sa ha ya no.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Health is expected to issue guidelines to eliminate the unacceptable no-bed syndrome. Patients facing medical emergencies must be received and given help, if even under makeshift conditions. You don't need to have a comfortable bed to save a patient. No patient must be turned away from any health facility they report to. Mr. Speaker, but in the meantime, government will expand capacity by implementing the Rich Hospital Phase 2 project to increase the number of beds at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. We will also continue and complete the police hospital project and also continue and complete the La General Hospital. In the Ashanti region, we will complete the Sewa Regional Hospital, the Aferi Military Hospital, and we will complete the Konfanoche Teaching Hospital Maternity and Children's Block.
Ghana mampeni His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ene kasai.
Na omampeni ekasa ye wie ye pe ena domkuma no nso esomu ewo afa ho baabi na minority leader ononyamfo Alexander Afenyomakin ehwan wadi tu dwa se wode edru say ye can state of the nation's address anase ye kenkan oman na kohumasika ehwan na atebrofo akese bi te se macroeconomics na wose ye ntimi ntua enyina monkane ne nsuo bu a wose macroeconomics na macroeconomics no ene yebedi ada wo memu ana Afenyomakin na ebisa wasi aban ne enya ekasa no sanse de wo mo kan paper so penegu enya de se Ghana fo ehunu ewo wo mo botom.
The cocoa farmers, they have reduced producer price and Kopoku cannot be found. They don't care about cocoa farmers and they are here telling us inflation, macroeconomics. Macroeconomics is already. Mr. Speaker, Galamsey continues, Ghanaians continue to suffer under this Galamsey hardship and we expect concrete action to be taken on Galamsey.
Na chese Alexander Afenyomakin eye domkuma no ba no dani ne nsem a wode tudwa so na no achi e na otiye
na wode no tudwa na donkese no so ba no dani sesum na ne ebe wo yewra mama yarega ono so tete bi man na chese se wo hwe wo sonofo minority wo montare a wo mo hye na chese esum na aduru enti ansa na chineye ba befa Ghana konwa no wo mama esum aduru Ghana ana mampani mahama befa yenso waso kane ato so enti wo montare no so a donkese ne hye ye mfita no kane ane na aso no.
Mr. Speaker, it is obvious that the Ghana you inherited and the Ghana you speak of today is like day and night. The Ghana you inherited is as dark as the dark dresses that they are wearing on the other side. And the Ghana you speak of today is clearly as bright as the white dresses that we are wearing on this.
Eno dom kase wo mo imram se bedwafie wo mo ba no deni yewra mama ayarega
na yedasoa ewo amamuo no ensemsem no emu oswafo we kura de committee ya wokọ mai emrase bedwam a wo mo na hye omani sikasem tutu economy and afi development no so no onukro ya eye ofuase ayirebi mrase bedwani yewra koju oponkroma wakasa pa no wakeke bia kire NDC fo wase wo mo no ase eniema a wo mo ye settings nko a de NDC fo ba ye ya wo mo ye settings nko a chese wo mo ka tro se hwesoro na wonim na apagya wuti se wo hweso a gire wani hweso a na bibi efri soro aba beto wani ama wo ye ho hwe kura enye ye wase wo mo ba ye wo mo se wo mo be create nyuma enyuma na ne wa hinso de bia communicators e kasa ne ye create 1 million jobs and ye create 2.5 million jobs wose sansam no a NDC for air kano wo mu hunu so and now ya ye 24 hour economy bill yi etumi wo se NDC for bo se sign and as se enya approve bill yi de e yade se ne ma be koye pa wose sa 24 hour economy no ense na nkasa akora no NDC for no wo mu nhye da hunu de wo mo de ye enti sa enyuma na wo mo de ba be create no e wo hifa.
The average middle class person is now complaining about a hike in electricity tariffs, even beyond the 24% that has been announced. And now the government has started another PR gimmick of announcing a committee. You know, this government does a lot of setting and PR gimmicks. So they've announced a committee. They know exactly what is going on. Part of their PR gimmickry. Yesterday, for example, they came to Parliament to rebrand Gold for Reserves program. They say they now call it Accelerated Reserve Accumulation. I mean, sometimes it even gets laughable, but it's all because they are just doing a lot of PR. So today the average middle class person is now telling you that electricity is going through the roof. So millions of Ghanaians are going through it.
Wey eye ononyamfo kojo oponkroma wono na ranking member ewo omei mrase bedwam committee a wo mo hwe economy and afi development so onukuro ya eye ofuase ayirebi emrase bedwani
ma remfio sanopa uchi wosia anwumre wadidi awie a wo beda no sanatwi ubetwi nso afa president twi eba ne saade a waye ne mienu anopa ne anwumre de enti enumu yade bie no ho kaka asemporoye ne de keka ho enyade a eba o wakache abuso eda so agina mamre no mo kase enum na ye kobono afam bon so brekum ne yewura Golden City eho na main station ho menteme ho ase atweneti ni nyina ya drafo wo mu di djuma ewo station ho na eba ka etwe nso de a untumi nka abra wo beyi GPRT of TUC de bi kan Japretu of Tukuno untumi nyi wo mu mfirim wo mu nso kura ne asanka adwuma ase wo mu di kamba ya wo mu wonhini pa na akobrekum a main station ho ana municipal assembly haja afate da no no wono ma hye se GP fo mfiri main station na womonko new market ya wada dwom ho na womo se womo na boss sen hokora no womo na kwaprapra ko bu mu nnua ansana e ba benyina ya ba bia enti se de wono wapeta manafie nka wonchiri se wode bom e ba ne sa womo de krata ba ye bia na drafo ne ye se womo nye enti ba kwa ye de krata sha ne se no wototwene ye sa assembly nso akoye case ne ye ba bechi no adrafo ne so womo nte ase meka se woda kokum na ensam a adrafo womo GPRTU e wo brekum womo de to sompafo animu ni
Yo pa na sese yemem awa ha session ha yeti otindi 1 week na problem bida fie bolo ina be batubu session ha na wafo ya na yeti mbo pa ma be sese de kofu ya ba fa besa na akranie sese ntia atini se boro be che wanwan nti gina ye gina ha de nya ne se ya boyo on me che nya fa enko kana ye fa so a ye ni wura session no ba si ba bo so ni nkanie kan fa wura nti se gato kabim na se ka pia ye nya fa se nti ye sira ma me no ona odi fa so no ye GP de ba fo no emwa I will be so Jimmy Sika never in a hand make us say, secondary school for 3.
Wey GPRTU adrafo a won wo brekum na woni amansa so makrofo di nkomo a wotomane yen
ye kai wo se SOMPA 106.5 FM across so eni hot bite kasebo na ye da so a ye kenkan edema obetimi ajoin yen e wo Facebook ne so e SOMPA 106.5 FM akra na weja wadwenche no e de ato ase ama ye kama ye toa kasebo no eso enkrata bi a free coalition of unpaid nurses for ene midwives a e wo maimu aba na se e ye manimusam se nansen mu entamu ene ye kan bia aban na se sa salary arrears no akamu a wo mu entua no aban se wa ye nhyehyɛ se wo mu ba betua e de ama wo mu na response a eye anesefo ne midwives no wo mu de aba won krata yi mu no e na mebekenkan emu asemi wo mu so wo mu nsa ka sa payment plan na aso ye share sikasem ena fei apomden ensem so no wo mu nsa hye ase se wo mu de payment plan bi aba wo betimi acclear sa arrears no e di afri ho na wo mu se wo mu da Ministry of Health for asiye papa se wo mu edi ko jabubo wo mu ti ya wo mu ye dede no wo mu kamu ne edi binam sompa e ma aban no ampampa aban ni tie ye na waye wo mu bisade no edi amom nti wo mu da aban ase na emomu no enhyehyɛ na aban ne de aba no wo mu consensus kakra wo ho payment plan no wo mu se aban ka kire wo mu se yebetua no afa mako enan enti yebetua no sope enti eye 4 installment plan ena yede ama wo mu na de di kan no ebehya ase April bosom no emu ewo afia emu a eno no yebetua bosom mienu sika ewo April no mu ede ama wo mu ne etua bosom miensa sika ewo May mu June July na yede ama mo se yede wo mu ka 11 months enti anya bi kura no 4 installment plans na beso no na ye yi sa 11 months arrears no nyina e de free ho na wo mo say adenti na aban e be se payment na se a sesi aye wo February mu o kira na ye da etwato aden won sha se March no wo kwa kwasha se April wo mo say asem o pese wo bi se aban no se installment na mo se mu betua maye no fine yate ase na mo betua aden na mo sha se March na agi se April sansa ho kire na adoson wọ́n say 11 months wọ́n ma ye adwuma ye ntwe wọ́n ka sika wọ́n do fa ka akora kwa adwuma na wọ́n akwa ye no enya de se ebi wo ho no wọ́n rent aso ebinom nya aduane ni na wọ́n wo abusuafo no maame eje papa eje efiewure eje enyina mkane na ene woto ahwim na ayera no ni nyina wọ́n tua enti wọ́n besere pa se aban na tiase se installment no wobeye de ama omo de a ene wo mo hyase match ya wo mo mpese ebeko April bia na bibia timi akọ enkan afen so wo mo ese wo mo esre se sanhyehyɛ yi aban no wo makoi wo mo mpese wo mbete se bosumi na duru na ebi a 2 months de na sese eba this month na wo matua 1 3 months de na sese eba this month na wo matua 2 wo mo mpese wo mbete saa de ni bia wo saa new arrangement ya aban ne ede ama wo mo no na wo mo se wo mo de say coalition of unpaid nurses and midwives no woma ye ready sense she ne mra bi e bata sa arrangement we no wombedi so enti aban so nhwe na wonni ne de eso enkrata ya womo ede ba ye no owura Steven Kwadwo Techia ya wono ye convener ema ekuo no wono ena nensa ehye sara nso na kyerɛkyerɛfo a woda ekuo no ano Jane Ofori Ata wono so nensa ehye nipa mienu yi ena asan enkrata na yenso yadane akire ede amamuyi
abusua we de monka fra pa etese de wabodwe wan ne asikutem ne mpa ahoma mekyekyere wo kasa wa ama mi jemo ye wa wabodwe ya enti wo de munkutem nkakra kopem se trofo se me dance ni wa abrochire nkontompo ni so kasa ono obafuru duasini a no wa manadi kan na ena ewo Adenta House ase ho reservation method sasafo nya asamoketoa na ye nisuo awerɛho pa na wono mu bie so esanse abamu a wadi mfinhye aduonu nkron na wodi ne dwuma e Opromasi do Ghana wo mo ye Twisco energy food drink a wo mo ye ongai wo mo ye cowbell no ho na wo ye adwuma na kai bon wo kwa menkonoma cycle afa ho ka na nyina driver ni no bo ni tirimu po se wa bo na wie wo kɔ no wo twifa asokɔe na enese wo mo fa na nkaja ye pese beje na nkwade asi ho no ayasabia ndi wo mu kyini ya ba miensa ba bia ekwa se mpeni ho enti enene da wono mo kata cha se misa nechi enti ewo Adenta House ho na bra wo mo edi ne ho adanse eka cha se ne nsam no na yini so nkwa de yenti bimra
It was a proud meaning, one into hard work and consistency. In 2025, he was leading
we Opromasi do Ghana womo ya konsemo a womo kenkan wo chasami se yi ase ne ho adanse die de broni frɛ ne tribute no eno ne ekoti
Ebusia ye free sare ko semne mu na ye de yani ahye ensem fofo Ghana aban ayenhyehyɛ sɛ nationwide SIM card re-registration no womo sen beye biem na ne nyina ene sɛ womo de akoto cabinet fo ani ama womo bobo ho enti omen soafo a woda enkitahudie ano afa abefo nimdie digital technologies yera Samuel Nate George wono na de saa ensemi atudwa na SIM re-registration ya eno no eba abekoso no ensatre kakra wom se kane mre bi dia ye no na obekọ nipa agba peso chese light tin unya ho kra na waye bibi wo se ne wo mo de bai de wo mo ye nhyehyɛ se de be ya ye nkohu long queues bia ne ye ho ne ma kyenkyen atwan da bi bibia ni ho no mo a ye behunu ne saa na wo se ebra no aban no bema update date ya wo mo bɛhyɛ ase nhyehyɛ ya ɛwɔ ho ene niema a wohia nanso ade ba ko ɛsɛ sɛ wohunu ne sɛ saa re-registration ya ɛbɛkɔ so yi uni Ghana card ahyase ne kɔpɛ bi wo de ayera kɔne kɔyɛ replacement sanse enu ne duru hɔ mo a wo mo ɛde bɛyɛ afei biometric verification bi nso bɛkɔ so ɛwɔ hɔ sɛ de bɛyɛ database no wo mbetimi abɔ ho ban bɛboa ama scammers ne saa niema no internet so kro no bone saa niema no womo atimi ahye abre no ase yentie.
The failure in the last SIM card registration has left us with a difficult but necessary decision. After extensive cabinet deliberation, we're announcing the beginning of the processes for a new SIM card registration exercise across the whole country. This exercise will be the first in our history to have live verification against the NIA's database and provide biometric verification for every registration. Let me state this up front. The upcoming SIM card registration exercise will prioritize customers' comfort. We are putting in place measures, working with the Chamber of Telecoms, to avoid long queues, including self-service portals, and a seamless process for completing the registration.
Ene ya yekotie sesia yi eyewura Sam George wono na yesoafo a wo hwe nkitahodie innovations digital technologies so ena wachre ensem emu no
na abusua enese na no tetaw to makese adwadifo a wo mo kɔ bokina akwakofa entosi aba akwamukafo ko hia wo mo sane tuogu ebinom so ewie wotwa jato wo mo kan mu ma ebi fa ho prepre ebi so ti nananam wonse do ye bobu eno ho ni gina ena afarefo wo mo wo senya brekunu na afa nso wo mo kyese ye kwato hye wo mo so wonsuo no so gye wo mo kanu ya obese engine dedemu no ene generator no wo mo petrol nyina a wo mo sika no wo mobile phone so ka ho na ekoba ne sa no ama atwetwe so ama donkuma no so kasa papa eno nti so afa ba de kire a won na ehwe bambo ho nsem so yewura Ernest brojeje mfi won na ayi nsem ya no wo mo kyese ena bambo so afo yewura ba ne bo ama onya firi mu no esema mpani pebi sha 9 tentem eka ho bi na ye bambo sama ye de ewo ya ebi kokohia de omuhiai ewo tetawa bi nso kura ko hunu bi wonsuo so yi na saa semi na yewura brojeje mfi kyese saa baada ho aye ntena se makraman enwe yen sade wo mo kire ne mpo ansa na mampani be yi obi de aba be hye ho se defense minister no delicate wo mo tena se dwendwene ho ansa enti Ghana fo nsusu titu ne donkuma no babia wo mo keka ede kro na hwetro
ASARE AGYA APPIAH. How is it related to either the presence or the absence of a defense minister? There are many countries that require presidents when they are minister for defense, and with the architecture, our security architecture, the president is the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. The back actually stops with him. And she, Ajuma Ayeni, said in a boss, Honorable Dr. Edodomani Bwama, Yamin Famikenti, Oha Ayeni, Koha, the deputy minister constitutionally supposed to assist the minister in the performance of his function.
Sure.
The constitutional thing. I don't know where the vacuum is coming from.
We SOMPA kase bodemu ena yene yewura brojeje mfi so afo abade ekira wono ehwe womai bambo nsem so ena wayi ano se enye minister ni honti ena de yeto yen
abusuafo yetoa ensem no so ede amamo Public Utilities Regulatory Commission ya yetwanitiawa efreno PURC womo ahye Electricity Company of Ghana Limited for se yema womo 48 hours na chese na vuam yinu no womo hwe na enkane ho asem meter ho problems prepaid a yetoa na ayira Ghana for dodo no a edi hu nkomo no womo hwe no womo resolve sa issues no 2 days ne de ama womo na se ye bo mamane se no ano enhyiamudie bi koso ye PURC mpanyifo ni ECG4 enti anadwo no ho baabi nina na meeting ni da so ekoso anope ya na yehu se womo de saa ultimatum no aba na womo ekiremu ese ade we na nye nipa baako na report nipa dodo no aka ho asem se enkane anoto ya na yera enti enya de bi nso ebetimi atanse aka so oye nye hwe emfa ho na panyina wo hye kire se executive secretary Emma PURC Dr. Shafiq Suleiman wono ena edesa directive ni ebaye se 1% commission womo Emma Ghana for womo asem a womo kan ehia womo na womo pa accountability akuntabuo free ECG for eburu bibia so enti se wo hawo no se ye meters no na bibi wo ho a womo hwe no womo nye se baby oha no so free investigations bi no womo be ye ne yemfa ho ne ekwan a womo befa so ne ehia ne se wo hawo no womo betimi address enti sa 2 days ne de na chese netwamu a 1 day ko aka baako enti weekend ne beko na wie ye na ye hope se edwoada ye beba no ida say ECG for won be release official statement bi ama Ghana for ana say won be friends emtrofo nhyiamu no won abeye briefing say bi a ye ne PURC fo ko nhyiamu no nhwehwemu a ya ye nie babia enfomso ne free ba enie na afei anamon a won so ede egu akwam se de be ya sa wo ha no won be so ano no eno so ye hwe anim se ECG for won betimi ede sa nkomo no abre Ghana fo
abusua ene SOMPA hot bite kase de wutie hyehyehye na so oba bi anworo no a fa wadwenkyere bra o Facebook o YouTube nso betimi de aba SOMPA FM live na yewuram ewo makwala adwadifo wo maboboa no enche bia na nkran ha makwala adwadifo yi ede ko jambo wo mutiri na wo mo afre na oponchecheku se demonstration ne yeye no fa na SOMPA fo nka na mampani nte esansa ye hunu se de mpanimfo te ho kasa woyɛ kyerɛ so woyɛ kyerɛ wɔn a wɔn be yi no na ene sɛ wɔn mo yeye no yewura AGYA APPIAH sɛ ura makola edwa no ɛhɔ a wɔno na sɛsie wɔyɛ managing director edema edwa no ne emu agya pade ewo mu owura AGYA APPIAH na ɛkyɛ sɛ wɔyɛ a wɔn mo ka no nyɛ sɛ bia wɔn mo abo wɔn mo tirim ɛna wɔn mo atotototo edwa no ɛboa hodo a ɛyɛ stores no bo no sɛ de adwadifo bi ka na mmom Accra Metropolitan Assembly mpanimfo no bi a wɔn mo board no so no ɛwɔ hɔ senatefo mpanimfo bi ka ho enti santumu ye baye wo mo nyina ya we enye wo mo ewodwa no mu nko na yoyi.
Given the numerous challenges management had over the years in charging the appropriate rates, and given that all the funding arrangements have to be done from its own resources, if the company cannot charge realistic rates, it will become difficult to keep up with maintenance to the level that is expected, because the company does not earn revenue from any other sources. The markets around are being funded from state resources, taxes. But we do not have that advantage. Refuse, for instance, is a major headache for the organization. The organization pays so much refuse is generated in the area, and we spend so much, and it is all coming from the revenue that we mobilize from the center to be able to do that.
Eno ena yewura AGYA APPIAH yi anono ebe kire se edwa hodo a wo mo asisi abandon sika na esio wo si wi anya de awoje obi aka pre ansa na wo de ayo ana edwa no mu nso no efi kuon ansa na wo mo nsesa fi no ka na wo mo abo enti we nyina aka ho bi na wo betimi abo edwa no mu bra
yetwa ensem no eso na enhyehyemu bi akoso a eye Institute of Statistical Social Economic Research for ya yetwenite wa frɛ no ise University of Ghana ena womu ebutuo na womu no ma yes anhyehyemu ise Ghana afibia no ye hwere sika esom 6.2 billion Ghana cedis yes sika na ye hwere no eye nyarewa hodo ne yede so ano enam efi niema bia enkoyi obehwe gatamu na obi ahwie bola de agum obepra wonsesa ensu oto anu ahwie agum se ensu no emfa nko kyesa honidie hu asem a yema no enna yakoma pono so no eka homa Ghana ehwere sika 6.2 billion afibia sanse enyarewa bi etese cholera eye efi ne deba etridi eye fi ne pine tontom ne nyina eka ho bi pneumonia typhoid fever ayamutuo ne nyina efi ena edeba enti se yanshan tototo niama honedie hu asem entimi ankonkan de a se sika ya hwinki ebetimi de aye mpuntunwuma bi amano ayeye Professor Peter Korte wono ena eda ise ano ne nsem a wodi tu dwa wabra no wo mo present sa report no yentie bi.
Environment for Development funded by the Swedish. Each year we get $100,000 plus to undertake research on environment, natural resources, fisheries, and so on and so forth. So it tells you that we are very much also into issues of environment, etc. So as part of that, we are doing this work on sanitation and investment. Now, we have seen sanitation, waste management, oftentimes as a social obligation, not as an investment. And that is the message we want to drive, that let's not look at it as a residual. When we have financed every unit, or what we term as key ministries, then the leftover funds we give to sanitation, waste management. That shouldn't be the case. In fact, sanitation, waste management should be seen as an investment. If you invest in waste and sanitation, health issues would not be there, cholera outbreak, and all the things we find will not be there. If you don't, then the consequences are there. If you invest, there are a lot of benefits that will come to you. So that is the key message we want to drive today.
Penyini ya yetene nkan wono ena ye lead researcher ewo Institute of Statistical Social and Economic Research ya yetweniti awa efre no ise Professor Peter Korte.
Ebusia yanko atwe afam ho na ye konso dia wasa dikoto eho ne yeko ewa Amamfi East Municipality timamufu a wo ho na echese bebia wo mo wo no chese wo mo ne nkura kase pii ne boso nanso nsanso a wo mbefa so e de abensa nkuru no sa bridge no ebubu agum nti wo mo srese mpanimfo mra won sra ba mu ente sa wo maka amaniem
yɛde ekotojo gufie de nyankopɔn di pare so ma bridge ma yɛ le se nso ehwe se de asie ayiri akuafo okɔafo no mu duru ha na se wo mu anya obi a obetwa wo ma wo mu ntimi nkɔ ne asan ne ekofie enkore ekosku agye se bridge wo mu betwa nso yi ansan de akosku wo mu duru na obi ani agye se ekɔtena fie ne egya school kɔ enyina bre na nka main road nie wase Kumasi junction ne wo mu nkeka aka ho enso bridge ye se yi se jise ọkọ nwa ya danse moto kwa tentia san woduru ho no bedu ọka bebere enso na nkekwa na nie wuduru ha ka etwam a wude Kumasi kra duru anu aforo enso na wunya o peka Kumasi jise ọkọ foro ka ewo ekropon san watimi edu enso na nkeka atwam wa ha main road atwam wa ha oduru ananka ogya no wafa ti esra ban na ne kine ya ekotojo gufe esre no omomodin anu no mo ye ne ebre
enti wamo samso bridge na abuo nti na ese nsuo na yiri a womde kodo asisi no na womode wanibre ekira ban enti mesi anima ne dom ne bi ene kasa yi na jase hina wo wasadi koto eye nana eble wono nso de ne de to so
abayo maboy bridge ya bridge nzu fi wa ye loro kwan ene school ya esi bi hia abanzo mu akakra community na ye de ho odresi ndi yesra ban se ndi yesra na o maboy na bibia ni a enye nkoso ban zo be se galamsefo na o matu amna wa ha no ye be se o obi a be kata so ene obi a nkata so a ene kwan ye fa so a ye be ma iba no yakudi abanzam ye be fa so na kudi abanzam
eno jase hina wo wasadi koto a ewo Amanfi East Municipality nana eble ena ekasa ye abusua ma yenyina eno so ni ye na ye ho ani tete kuma bi nsamra enye aboafo nkrato na hunudie ntia wo se wo de president twusi anopa enwumra nso wadidi aye obi bia wi a wo beda no ewo se odi twie menko ye basisia
Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo, Pokwase Maira Accra. Midimafo Heba Clinic Aba Accra. And you won't hear passengers a gumi kaimui. A Hana do one aircraft. Hey, and this Accra and put away the mo. And yet the Muampa. The said here, Atlantic International University, America Memo, about Dr. Dujanfi Babasu, honorary degree as a professor in biology in herbal medicine. It is said here, I am more. Oh, Mr. Minim wife, your copa war. 1 year, 1 city. Need send between 1 and 8 years. Miss Connection and Shadam Koye, na Esakakra. She say what Peggy Mama, what young Bem connection. What about the crow? Stroke so dear, what found small. Chessa, I did you who any dear Siano. Yari Bia Tatia, ever Dr. Tamdaso and so. Diabetes, hepatitis B, prostate, hypertension, malaria. Yari Bia. Kumasi say, oh, go opposite government school. And then Krahanso, Abapim, our Pokuase, Maira Kwanoso. For a doctor, 0244 774 282. And that's 0500-727215. Midimafo Herbal Clinic. Midimafo Newa.
Yeah! She was saying, get a Pepsodent charcoal toothpaste.
TV Emma Aketiapa
Emma Aketiapa mpabusia yekowie kase no ewo amanone tiawa Tunisia maino emu ene yedi yeni eche na kane Prime Minister ya no wo man mu no ye freno Owura Ali Larayed ye kasei ya sentence no ene ya se wonkonkoda afiase mfihie aduonu nan 24 years na nienti ya sentence former Prime Minister yo wo Tunisia yi ene se yesi atuate dom kuro bi a yefre womo jihadisifuo yi ebi womo etu kwan ko Syria beye emfie edu ne akire bi a atwamu ekokosi commotion wo honom a enya asem kuma kora wabra na revolution no ekoso na ne party na yefre no Islamist fo no Islamist opposition enada eno na ye nemanyokuo no edin na wose womo pese womo ka kire omanfo a ewo Tunisia man no emu se sa sentence ya ye de abai amanyosem wo mo se ye politically motivated sense opinion no wanyamfonso bia enti asem no wo ma twea free 2021 ene no ekokot na aba 2022 ena wo mu detain former prime minister ya ye ka ne ho asemi wadamu a free 2022 abesi afi mu na chese wadamu beye 3 years nie afi na asem no wo matimi adi se sa nkrofo na wo mo call Syria hokoko se sa commotion no atuatikuo no wono na esoma wo mo sanction wo mo ema wo mo ekoye enti free sabre na besi na afi na ne court atena asem no so a wo mabu a 24 years ye de ama no nanso eya amanyoko ne se wo mbetimi akwa appeal ama na yeye enti wo mo tenase atoato adwene oba Facebook a eye former prime minister no wo Tunisia no ono na eda honom no Ali Larayed won nimfo nyine na eda ho ya sentence no enti no ye kiremu ese wo mo ba abedwene ho se bia wo mbeko appeal se sentence a court no de ba ye no de eyade bia ano ohye ebroso abusua eno so na ye gina enwumre yi ensema hodo a yede ebesommo efri nonum empaamu a ebesi saabre no yede ne nyina esi hanom se wote se yede wo ekomai emraso bedwam state of the nation's address ensemu a omampanyin ede koto dwa efa oman ne tebea ho ye bobo mu di nkomo ye ne koko akuafo panyinipa woda no yede ne di nkomo ye ko aboso kan spare parts for ho so ene wo mu ekodi nkomo je wo madwenkyira ne nyina wote wo kase ebo mu afei ye firo mampanin sam ne mu no nso no ena yede wo ko amane fufuro mu efa eye nurse for ne midwives wo mai emu enhyehyɛ ya Ministry of Finance and Health for aye ede afa ekwan a wo mo ebefa so na wo matua wo musika no ede amom no yede emu nkomo nyina ebesom yede aseda ema Pepsodent for wo se twi 2 times a day na niema enkonkan Time Herbal Mixture enso eso ya sene saranso na medima for Herbal Center Dr. Time da so de ye baye and afa Joe's Bread and Pastries for wo makofa Joe's Hot Cake aba ejama so no wo so efa ye ho ka yetimi ebekenkan sem no edema wo sompa 106.5 FM Accra so nie sa na wote yenka ewo sompa kumase sompa takrade techiman sunyan enkranza doma ena doma 100.7 wo so fa bi mankesim Kingdom 4 fa bi YouTube Facebook nyina ye stream live wo hono mo a unya bi etie ye se bia wantimi anya kase ebo ni mu chefa na nwumrei na wo www.sompaonline.com a ehon so ya de se obetimi enya nsem ni bi na wakenkan ye no mu a wote yenka AGYA ASARE enimidin mene
triple A man AGYA APPIAH APAM DADAA yekoi mango day wotenase sompankran na ofuso bema Sompa TV wode asempenipa atwao